And we are live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to This Week in the Tech Boy podcast. Hopefully, we have a few special guests as they come in today. Oh my gosh, stupid AI thing. I have all these AI stuff on my computer, and it's getting in the way of these tabs. Okay, here we go. Oh, I tapped wrong. Okay. Here we go.
Hello and welcome to The Tech Boy, This Week in Tech podcast.
All right, hello, everybody, and welcome to This Week in the Tech Boy podcast. We have plenty to talk about this week. That one article, I saw this really impressive hacking tool that will remotely enable a remote desktop on a computer, can fish for desktop credentials. So we got to talk about that there, and I just got to share this to everybody. So, and we might be having a special guest come on. Let me check. I got a new notification in my StreamYard thing saying that I got a member thing coming on. So that's interesting. And we got new update to Chrome just now, right before the podcast started. So definitely have to talk about that. So let me check out my StreamYard collab messages, share this out on the socials. Can you repost? No? Okay. So let's see what the collab message says. It says interesting where your video's posted so I can get a feel of. Oh, all right, great. And MKBHD and Mr. Who's the Boss came out with two very important videos today. One talking about the Apple Vision Pro, which is, we've talked about that before, so we might not talk about it too much. And one ranking every Galaxy S phone. And I almost forgot to mention this, but happy birthday, Samsung. Happy birthday, Samsung. And Samsung has canceled, the Apple Car has been canceled. So, as I said in a new script, the only way to get a tech-powered car is to buy a Samsung tank. So, there's that, if you want a tech car. All right. So, MKBHD is reviewed every Galaxy S phone, so we're going to definitely talk about that. That's very important. Happy birthday to Samsung. It's the 86th birthday. Mr. Who's the Boss did the Apple Vision Pro. We'll probably go over his exploding fire extinguisher video because it looks very interesting. Like you said, you could put them in high-risk areas where, say, something could catch fire and which automatically detect it, explode, and put out the fire without you even knowing it was there. And contrary to what you may think, it's not a tech product. It's not like a smart tech product or anything like that. It's what's a highlight? Anyway, it's not a smart tech product. It is it's just a explosive fire thing. So when the fire gets to it, it explodes. All right. Oh my gosh, it's taking all day. Stupid Instagram. Okay, there you go. And Gemini, I think that's what the article was about. Gemini. Let's see. Oh, Potwins. Potwins is a new TV show that came out. We'll see if it's any good. And apparently they film on phones. I don't know. It was a really weird text exchange when they told me that they filmed on phones. They told me they filmed on an iPhone 3. Maybe they meant 13. We'll get to that. But right now, let's talk about Let's get to the Mr. Who's the Boss. Exploding fire things. Really interesting. You should probably check them out. Come on, come on. I think it was a short. Here it is. Ooh, here's some of the rare phones. Nice. Okay, here we go. Search screen. Here we go.
This is an exploding fire extinguisher, and here's why you might want one. There's a polystyrene shell on the outside, but on the inside, an explosive combined with a whole heap of dry fire extinguishing.
I was wondering, like, why would you put an exploding fire on? Thing like fire and then it explodes sounds like it's gonna make it worse. But thankfully, it's covered in that heap of fire extinguishing powder, so it can put out that small explosive as well.
Powder. Yes, I said explosive, because as soon as I throw this into that fire, the explosive is going to trigger blasting that powder in up to a 60-foot radius. The main
That just seems kind of dangerous, in my opinion. Like if it's a really bad fire and then just it's almost out, and then you throw that in, and pff. But since it blasts up to a 60-foot radius, it should be fine. Depending on how much.
advantages being that one, you can just place these in high-risk environments and know that they will extinguish any fires before you even know about them. And then two,
That's what I was saying. Like you put them in manufacturing areas or something like that.
you don't even need to go near the
Because
fire.
it's
You just chuck it in and you wait for the action. Oh god, it's happening. Whoa! My god.
Wow, look at that. It moved the bucket.
What? Subscribe for more explosive revolutions.
What else does he have? Are these
Four of the
phones?
rarest phones ever. First up is the Coca-Cola phone. It has a special finish designed to match the sheen of a real Coke can. Every time you take a photo, you can hear the Coke being opened. And when you plug it into charge, the drink actually comes together.
You see that lag? Did you see that lag in that thing? Let me see.
This is an exploding fire extinguisher.
Whoa.
And here's why you might want
My
one. There's a
computer's
polystyrene shell on the
All
outside,
right,
but on the inside.
whatever. Cut.
Four of the rarest phones ever. First up is the Coca-Cola phone. It has a special finish designed to match the sheen of a real Coke can. Every time you take a photo, you can hear the Coke being opened. And when you plug it into charge,
Look at
the
that.
drink actually comes together. The Harry Potter phone, though, is magical. Every single part of this unboxing experience is filled with references to the movies, like the Marauder's Map, which is actually your manual. The phone itself has an embossed Harry Potter logo. It has a glossy crest. It's even got Harry's glasses around the two camera lenses. And the wallpaper, that's the golden snake. Next up is the BMW phone. Yes, it actually comes in a car box that just keeps on giving with posters, special coins of the BMW logo through the years.
I mean, I would hope so. It probably costs as much as a BMW off of eBay.
And an air compressor. And then the phone itself has a custom boot screen, a unique icon pack, and the BMW.
This must be my computer, because I know that it would not be this slow. Oh, that's a Samsung phone? Oh, yeah. That doesn't look that custom. It just looks like a theme that you can probably find online for free.
BMW logo instead of the home button.
I could change that on my phone. My home button is actually the TechBoy logo. Fun fact. Ooh, we got one visitor. Hello.
This one, though, is on a whole other level. This is the $10,000
It comes in a briefcase.
gun phone. It's made of aerospace-grade titanium. The handle of the gun
Ooh, look, it's titanium on an iPhone before Apple did it.
is real wood, and the gun itself, electroplated gold. Imagine
Wait, it has a gun in it? I thought it was supposed to be like bulletproof.
taking this through airport security.
I mean, that's gonna cost lots of money. But you know what doesn't cost lots of money? TheTechBoy.org. At least to read. It doesn't cost that much money to read. All right, here we go. One article for the week is it's about Gemini, but it's not the problem that you're thinking about. The problem that everyone has is that Gemini does not have a personality, right? Gemini, you can't ask it anything for itself, right? Cortana, Alexa, everything, they all have personality, and we can prove it right now. So let's go to the voice assistant. I'm going to ask it a question. This is a web version of it, right? I have it on my phone as well. All right, let's see. Simple Google Assistant question right here. All right. What's your favorite food? See, look. It cannot tell you what its favorite food is anymore, okay? Tell me a joke. I mean, what is this? Like regular Google Assistant would be like, it give you a kind of like funny joke that wasn't, that funny, but it'd still be a joke. But I mean, this is pathetic. Like, it gives you one joke, right, from the internet, highly rated by people. Not one that's preloaded like Google Assistant, googly type jokes. And then it says it's important to remember that humor is subjective, and what one person finds funny might not be funny to another. I hope you find this one amusing. Like, what does that mean? How's that joke even okay? Like, that's not even remotely offensive. Tell me another one. Like, it shouldn't have to do this. It should have a better system. Like, it should have more of a personality. I think Gemini needs a personality. Like, and I need to give it one soon. Because right now, Gemini is getting drugged by Copilot and the other people who make the chatbots, like ChatGPT and stuff like that. Getting drugged. And Gemini should be the best, but it's not. However, this is going to bring me to one of the topic right now, and it is the topic of Google search, which I believe is supreme. It is better. It's just the best. Okay, you may not like it, but Google search is the best. Okay, I got accused of being a paid representative of Google a few days ago, and while I am not, I would gladly take the job. Right, and someone was saying that Brave search was better. Now, you know how we've gone on about DuckDuckGo twice, once in 21 and 23 or 24, right? And we've proven twice that DuckDuckGo is not superior to Google because Bing is not superior to Google, and most of those search engines are not based on Bing. However, we have Brave Search over here. Brave Search, which is a search engine that pays you to use it, which is kind of sketchy. Like Bing does it, and Bing is bad. So I guess here's a rule that you could use. If your search engine has to pay you to use it, it's probably not that good. Okay. But here we have Brave Search, right, and Brave Browser, and I just put in a thing here, right. So hope you can see this on the screen. Here we go. I'm just gonna type in celebration of Samsung's birthday. There we go. It's Samsung right there. Not controversial most of the time. All right, here we go. So here we go. We got, it's pretty good, right? News here, news here. And like, what the heck is Mojik? And it can search Google, which I mean, at that point, you might as well just use Google. But then you got other problems here. Like, look at this. You search Samsung, you get Samsung here. Then you get Samsung Newsroom. But look at the date. So this is obviously new, right? But this is from September 13th, 23. Okay, then you get some news here, but this isn't really remotely local. Like, this is useful, this is useful. That's not that useful. Okay, so you got some useful stuff here, but it looks like just finds anything that has the word Samsung on it. And then you got the Samsung events here, but then you got like videos. So we're going to react to this one, but it doesn't even get the channel name, so I didn't know it was from. This is from Samsung themselves. And then, yeah. And then you get stuff from May. Okay, that's the Wikipedia, so it constantly updates. June, March, February of last year. A random app I've never heard of. Then Amazon. Then instead of giving you news articles about Samsung, like normally, just like links and stuff like Google, you get Samsung Ireland. Okay, for those of you who don't know, we are based in the United States. Okay, Hong Kong. Ireland again, Hong Kong again, US, Australia. Okay, now let me show you what it looks like on Google side. Okay, so I'm just going to type in Samsung. Right. Here we go. You get your information over here. You get your links. Right. You get news from that's recent. Oh, look, they made a micro SD card. Kind of sad. They can't even put it into a high-end phone. Then you get some tweets here, which talk about Samsung. With Samsung, they're talking about something important. Then you get the site. Then you got phones that you can buy here. You got your AI stuff. Then you got stories, which unfortunately shows The Verge. But I mean, they are a trusted news outlet. Then you got your locations near me. More shopping here. Then you get Wikipedia, Samsung, YouTube, Best Buy. So I'd say it's about 50-50 here. Samsung, I'd say Google gets it a little bit better because you can buy more stuff here, and some of those news articles weren't relevant. But when we go back to Brave over here, right? Let's say videos. Okay, that's useful. Not really useful. Those are like, okay, so this is pretty good, right? But when I type in Google, into videos. Okay, now you guys know that Google makes Pixel phones. They make lots of stuff from the past decade. Okay, they are one of the largest technology companies in the world. The first video you find in video search when you search Google is a video from 2013 about Google Plus. Okay, then you get the year in search from 2 years ago, the keynote from 3 years ago, an ad from a few months ago, another Google Plus account thing from 6 years ago, and then you finally get to something useful, Gemini, and then you got more of Google Plus again from 2012, year in search of 2020, year in search in 21. Like, what is this? Okay, then we go back over here. I'm gonna type in Google, right? And this is dynamic, so I may have to go into the tab thing over here. No, I'm not saying I like this UI the most, but okay, here we go. We got videos, video search. Okay, so you find the official YouTube account, the Made by Google account, and Google Search Central account. I wish you would show us icons, but here we go. Then we got the Google I/O 2020. Not that good. Okay, UN Search 2020. Not that good, but I mean, everything here is at least from 2022. I'm not seeing Google Plus results, right? UN Search 21, 22, 22. So it kind of looks like video search is kind of meh on both of these, but I'm getting newer stuff here. 2019, 1 year ago, 22, 23, 2 years ago. Ooh, what's Google Notebook on them? 1 day ago. So it looks like everything when I do video search here is within the past 4 years, 5 years. This is going back decades. So the UI here is actually better. Then you got goggles here. Which what's it do? Oh yeah, it's like that search engine FreeSpoke, where it gives you different news sources based on political orientation, I think. Yeah, seeing tech blogs, hacker, news from the left, news from the right. No Pinterest? Did I mean no interest? Rust programming. So this is pretty useful here, I guess, depending on what you're searching for. And the layout is pretty good. But okay, let's do some more searches here. Okay, let's say news. Can you see this? There we go. So when we search news on Google, you get a nice thing of news sources here. News source, right? And then you'll get your news source links from most of the like news websites here in the United States, right? But you'll get just like a snippet here, okay? And then over here is search news. It's actually less sources here. Like you got 2 times stories, 3 times stories, one CNN Insider, which isn't really a news. It's just a random. I went to a restaurant and spent $100 here, so if that's not really a credible news source. And then the Guardian. All right, so you got 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 sources there, which in my opinion, I'd rather get American news from America. Like when I search news, if I search global news, not like global news. Though I do like how it's searching right there, like the different tags there. So pretty good feature from things from thing there. But see, we got different sources here: USA Today, AP, NYT, NBC, CNN, and BBC. The Archivist News, but you also get your own Google News here. I don't think Brave has their own news service. But I mean, right now they're pretty neck and neck. The UI could be a lot better. I mean, there's a lot of dead space right here. You could put another panel right here, right there. Okay. And see, local results are turned on. If you don't know, I don't live in the Middle East or in the UK. Okay. Let's see. Anytime you can do a custom range, so that's good. Okay. Now let's say let's do another search. Okay. So oh, here we go. Google News. It didn't. Oh, it opened a new tab. Okay, here we go. Google News is very useful. You can search it here. You can get like local news. So that's stuff from Houston, stuff from here. Brave has nothing like that. But let's just go back. Here we go. Best hacking tricks. Let's let Brave do it first. So here you go. Okay, again, lots of dead space. And as you can see here again, no advanced features. So no image search, I think. Let me see. Yeah. No image search. Lots of blank space, right? Come to think of it, there's lots of blank space on Google site too. But sometimes it's taken up. So yeah, that can be improved on Google. Here we go. So WikiHow, pretty useful. That's useful. And then you got stuff from Quora from 2016, which is 2017 looks kind of useful. But then you get like random spam stuff. Like computer tricks. That's not really a hack. Okay. And I did hacking tricks, not hacking news. I'm getting all these like hacking news. And we got tips and tricks from hacking in 2022. And then you're not really getting that much here. You're not really getting that much. Okay, and back on Google side, we got WikiHow again, because that makes sense. They're a useful site. Then you got your Quora and Reddit stuff, a bit more current, 23, and 2018. So it's a lot more focused. Like here it was giving like mobile apps and stuff like that, which is kind of useful for me. I'm actually gonna read those things, but this is more narrow and specific, right? And then we got Reddit hacking, Quora, and then you got like some of the same junk websites that you got again. So again, kind of a tie. But when it comes to advanced features, like there's no image search or voice typing, and the video search is not that good, in my opinion. Let's see. But it is better than Bing, I would say that. Here we go. The TechBoy is #1, but then it finds these random 2019 videos that have nothing to do with us. Okay, that's true. That's true. That's not true. And there's our YouTube, Google groups, getting the blog contest. But it's not showing us any of our recent articles. Like it seems like oh, you can't see. Yeah. So it's not showing us any of our recent articles. When you come to Google site, it seems like Brave has a problem with recency. Which doesn't make sense. Like recent articles, like at least good recent articles should be improved. So okay, this is just stuff that only I can see. All right, here we go. You get us, and then links from our site. I like that. Like over on Brave, you don't get that. You don't get different links from our site. And then you get our business profile, which you can't get on Brave because it's a Google business profile. Okay, then you find our YouTube. Then you got that. Then that's actually us. Then you find that that's not us. We are Trustpilot, and then there's our Blogspot. So I'd say it's kind of a tie. But Google looks like it's a lot more specific, and of course you get these AI specified things. Now, when you're doing image search, and it did find our YouTube, Brave did not. Brave did not find our YouTube. You get this, and 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 this. Okay, so most of this is us. Right. And when we go over to Brave for images, let me share the tab. It doesn't want to find my images, so I have to click that. And not that much, just our logo. The rest of the stuff is not. Oh, there we are, there we are. And that's it. Did not find that many images. So the image search like this and like reverse image search is definitely not as good. So all in all, Brave did a lot better than I expected it to, but it's not as good yet. It is not still up to par with Google, and if Google, of course, beats it with its AI features, image search features, and even some of the news features, which I was shocked about. Because I guess it's just been longer. Okay, now it's time to go to our. Let me find my bookmarks. It's time to demonstrate our hacking abilities. So there's this tool called PowerShell Empire, and I gotta tell you before I go. Well, I'm not leaving anytime soon, but like before I forget, there's this app on Android. We have two apps that we have to talk about today. First one is called Winlater, and it brings Windows to Android. I can run Windows apps on my phone. Unfortunately, they crashed, but the app looks like it runs off of Wine. Okay, make sure you download it from GitHub. Don't go to their .com site because that is the fake people. Like the people don't actually make it. Okay. It's called Win Later, and we'll talk about that later. And then there's this other one called, I'm not sure what kind of data it collects or anything, but it is called Kavina AI. It's pretty good. It has its own generative field and replace and stuff like that. I was able to replace someone's necklace with the cross necklace, and it looked really good. Unless you like zoom in, then you'll see that there are like pixels there. So yeah, I'm not sure what kind of data it collects though, because it's server side. Oh. Let me see if my collab is coming up. Nope, not yet. Okay. Here we go. We have a video from Lo Lang Yang, how hackers remotely control any PC, and it's going to use this tool called PowerShell Empire.
If you're a web designer,
and
here are
I
4 Wix
pull it up
Studio features.
soon. Where is my antenna? Here it is. Plug this in. Boom, boom.
Features you gotta know. So first on the list.
This tutorial will show you exactly what you can do to gain complete control of any computer or
And I will follow along with him and see if it works.
any machine. And this is crazy. I kid you not, if you watch carefully to the end, you'll see everything that you need to do in order to gain complete control of the computer you're targeting.
Pro tip that we've talked about here. This means where people watch the most, like where the mountains are high, right? So if a sponsorship is coming up, you don't want to watch it, people usually click off and fast forward past it. If enough people do that, there'll be a dip in traffic and then it'll come back up, and that's how you know the sponsorship's over. Did that a lot in DW videos.
Including remotely controlling the entire laptop or the desktop or the machine, whichever Empire. All right, so we'll be using
Oh man, it uses the dash key. My dash key is broken, so I have to copy it. Okay. Okay, my VM is up. We are connected to the internet. Let's see. I guess I can let you guys see it. There you go. Oh, you guys can't even see the video. Yeah, you guys can just watch the video. There you go. All right, hopefully you guys can see this on the screen. And then I'll just pull up the Kali instance now. There you go. Okay, let me click out of this. And all I have to do is type what he types, and I'll tell you if it works or not. And then I guess we'll see if my antivirus, Avast, will detect it. Okay, it's installing.
Empire to be the one to help us attack and gain access.
All right, my things have been installed now. Oh, I gotta click Y. Okay, it's running. Let's keep going.
Target machine. So as you can see here, we have already gotten the latest version. Next up, what you can do is sudo PowerShell Empire followed by server, the start of the server.
Okay, so let me pull that up. Oh, it's still installing. So while he's doing that, we can talk about the Potwins. Potwins is this new, only on X television show. So it's a television show that streams on X, first of its kind, according to them. It's supposed to be a comedy. And they told me that they are shooting on iPhone 3GSs. Let me see. Oh no, I think it might have been a reply. Okay, and you guys can analyze the quality of said show. By watching it, and tell me if you think it was shot on an iPhone, because it was shot on an iPhone 3. Oh, I almost forgot. We gotta talk about that viral video, where the people are dancing and committing tons, like thousands. Okay, literally millions of sins. Okay. Okay, here we go. Here's the thread. So here we go. I asked them, is your show shot on a phone? And they said, yes, the iPhone 3 was as much as our budget would allow us. Now, as you guys know, loyal tech fans, there was, oh, hello, Thorpe. Oh man, we got plenty to talk about today. Okay, as you guys know, the iPhone 3 does not exist. Okay, the iPhone 3GS does exist. So maybe they meant that. So I said, you got that bouquet on iPhone 3GS. That was insane. They said, wait until you're on season 2. We'll talk about tech upgrades. I mean, at this point, if they were shooting an iPhone 3GS, like literal a smartwatch would be a tech upgrade. Okay, I said the quality was good. They asked me if I was gonna watch the episode. Yeah, I did. It was okay. I mean, he had night vision binoculars in the episode, so that was cool. And then he said, did I mean iPhone 13? And I said we need that open sheet interpretation. Right, so loyal visitors and listeners of the Technosphere, here we go. I'm gonna use episode 1. So that's the episode to which I was referring. Episode 1 should be live. They post way too many GIFs as GIFs. Like, it's your job to be a thing, a TV show. I want to find the TV show today. Good grief. Yeah, okay, I'm not scrolling through all that. Okay, so I will find their first episode. If X wants to become a genuine streaming platform, they're gonna have to fix this. Like make it easier to watch, like Netflix. I wouldn't put up with this if this was Netflix. I've never used Netflix on a PC. Fun fact, and I wonder if you're listening, but I saw, okay, this happens all the time. I saw a kid literally in history class watching a oh my gosh, this is taking all day. Watching a movie on Netflix in class. I mean, like that's crazy. On a laptop. Like that's crazy. It's kind of funny. Oh my gosh, this is taking all day. Whoa. How many? Your show is brand new. Oh, finally. Here we go. Goodness. Okay, so this came out less than a month ago. Wait, the guy exists? He's a real person? So I'm just gonna get a regular shot. Not that. I mean, that's obviously a phone, right? I mean, that looks like I was taking on a selfie, front-facing camera. Well, that's a shot here. Do you think this is on a phone? What is this? Can you up the quality? It's 720p. Oh, okay. Like this. Does this look like a shot on the phone? What do you loyal listeners think? They do it in my school too. Do what? Oh, watch Netflix? I mean, that's just crazy, Like, I just watching a movie in class. That's crazy, in my opinion. Like, I get scrolling a website, but you're watching a full blown movie. How does no one notice that? Well, other than me, but that's because I'm sitting behind you. See the back of your head and stuff. How do you not notice? Okay, whatever. But now we have more important stuff to talk about. Christian podcaster Ali Stuckey, and I agreeing on something, which isn't that surprising. We agree around 99% of stuff. Okay. But someone doesn't, and it is the viral. I wouldn't say that about these people. They get pretty good grades. Viral. Oh yes, here we go. This is a lot more important. But here we go. Look, here's I tested out Brave a few days ago. Yes, Google Plus from 12 years ago. Really important to society. But anyway, I'm going to show you a video. Of course, I'm going to mute it because what's it called? Copyright. Okay. Apparently the music is bad in the video. I didn't really hear anything, but I'm not an expert. I couldn't really hear anything on it. Okay. Here we go. Now, here's some context. This is apparently in Mardi Gras. So I was confused as to why they're at a gas station, but it's because it's part of the parade route. Okay. Hello, Kate in Thorpe. I know. Sorry. Yes. Hi, Kate. Yeah, so it's part of the parade route. So apparently they're committing multitudes of sins, and it's a really big problem. But I said it wasn't. So I want your opinion on this. Ali Stuckey said it's not a problem. By the way, here you go. There's music, but it's muted for copyright reasons. It's stupid. There we go. It's more of the same. Yes, the sin of holding a Stanley Cup with a bag. Yes, there you go. And I went back and forth with that. Anyway, so yeah, you guys can give me your opinion on this viral internet sensation, which shouldn't even be viral. I mean that is it's kind of funny. Yeah. Okay. I think our hacking thing should be ready. Let me check. I gotta log back in again. What? Did we lose internet? I think it might have lost connection. Let me see. Oh man. Okay. I'll run apt-get update because it's not working. I probably should have installed it before the show. And as that's happening, oh my gosh, I gotta write sudo. Okay, as that's happening, let's see. Doesn't seem. Yep, true. So as we are getting updates, this tool is gonna be able to send the file to the computer, exploit via a PowerShell, and I'm gonna see if I can get RDP on my computer enabled, and then I'll be able to like remotely control the computer, and then someone could like do whatever they want. Now, what I wonder is, will it work on non-RDP computers? Like, I know I can run remote desktop into computers from my computer, but my computer doesn't allow remote desktop out of computers because it's Windows 10 Home. So I want 11 Home. So I wonder how that's going to work. Though, and you guys probably shouldn't do this because it's probably illegal if you log in. If you use Zoom Eye, right, that's what we talked about, where you can find any computer on the internet that's like connected and exposed to the internet. You can search by the specific RDP port number, forgot whatever port that was, and it will tell you where they are, and then you can try to connect to them from your RDP computer. All right, let's see if our thing loaded. Is it updating? Okay, let's try again. Loading. All right, click Y. 685 megabytes of disk space is being used. I think it's gonna work, and it's extracting, reading the database, and it is taking some time. So while that's taking time, we can talk about this new application I found called Convena AI. And I also have a thought problem for you if you guys want it. Convena AI. Okay, there you go. So I was looking for a tool that could let me like edit someone's like clothes or put stuff in their hair or stuff with AI and photo editing and stuff like that. And I'm gonna have a YouTube channel with 10 subscribers. Wow. Okay, here we go. Hopefully you can see the 10 subscriber thing on the screen. This is big. See, 10 plus followers. They might even have 12 subscribers at this point. I mean, this is big. Come on. 15. All right, here we go. This is the and what it can do. It's found in the Play Store. Here's the video. Yes, the app looks that bad. And I don't know why it's in Vietnamese. You can type it in. Okay. See, that's more of the thing that it can do. It's not like remove entire backgrounds and sections and stuff like that. I have no idea what that means. So yeah, Kavina AI, interesting application there, and it's in the Play Store. Here we go. Should tab, and it is completely free unless you want to remove ads and have faster processing. Fortunately, it is on the cloud, so I wish it was on device, but it's okay. Last updated 21. No data shared with third parties, but I'm not sure what kind of data goes to their servers. And of course, it does have typical AI problems, like when I try to fix someone's hands, it gives them extra fingers. Like if I try to put something in someone's hand, so it does have those minor problems, which means it can't be used to fake stuff. And oh, we're up. Okay, so back to our hacking video.
And I can see here.
So I got the sudo PowerShell Empire server. Okay, dash. Okay. Oh, I gotta recopy my dash. Did you guys know that my right arrow key is broken? It's very annoying. What? It's not working. It says operation create user failed for Empire at localhost. What's that mean? Okay, I'll try it again. It failed. Okay, try again. Okay, maybe I should try reinstalling it. Okay, it's installed. Alright, let's go to the GitHub. Because this tool looks very useful, and I want you guys to see it. There's a mobile app? Wait, really? Let me check. If this doesn't work, it's going to be disappointing because it looks like the GitHub, it got archived. All right, let me see if the app is up. Here's one that's not archived from PC Security. So you have to use this, and then there's the install page. Okay, here we go. It's the install. All right, nice copy and pasting here. No stupid going in and trying to find a whole bunch of stuff. That's always annoying when they expect you to know everything. All right, let's see if it's working. And I was doing some research, and I found out that you can download exploits from ExploitDB and somehow put them in a Metasploit and use them. So hopefully a more comprehensive tutorial comes out about that so that I know how to do them. So that means, let's say I have like an old Android phone in here, it's running like Android 9. I can potentially use some exploits on there where you can like craft a specific video and hack into it. That's why it's very important to do security updates, because if someone were to figure out how to use ExploitDB, add it to Metasploit, and hack into your phone, you wouldn't even need a password to do that. That's why security and software updates are so important, and that's why 0 days, are so remote, especially remote code 0 days, are so scary because they haven't been patched. It's my belief that if we don't just if we tell people, oh, hackers can do this, hackers can do that, but we don't tell them how and why, they're not going to really do anything. They're not really going to security update the device. But if we say, hey, look, there's a tool online and you can download this, plug it in, and if they see that you have like an older phone and know that you don't security update it, they can send this to you, and you'll get hacked, and then like you lose your money or be blackmailed or something like that, right? So yeah. All right, let's see if our tool has worked. It's still downloading. Okay. So yeah, what do you guys think? Should more hacking training and tutorials be given out to people, or should it be the way it still is, where it's hard to find stuff? Oh, he released another video. Do you guys want to watch the MKBHD video or this guy's video? Let's see. Well, we said we were going to do the MKBHD video, so we can start. Probably not going to watch the whole thing. It's like 38 minutes long. It goes in depth on every Samsung Galaxy S phone ever. Kind of. You'll see, because Samsung made lots of models and variants of their phones, so he can't go through all of them. Oh, 43 minutes. So let's pass up the intro. Here you go. Here's the Galaxy S1. So for context, this phone is 14 years old. That is shocking. Well, yeah, it's kind of hard for me to find some too. I mean, headphone jacks are kind of old, you know. I mean, look, we got the same Android stuff here, except for the search bar, which I guess is kind of coming back with circle or search, just hold down the home button stuff, right? These buttons have been here since the beginning, right? Task manager, kind of weird to have that nowadays. Look, you got widgets, which is nice. 8.5 megabytes of data. Application, I mean, you can still enable that on your phone right now. So still some of the key uh, frameworks. What if you made your wallpaper just all black? Of course, it's removable. And that's basically it. 5 megapixel camera and a Samsung made chip that was actually fast. Shocker. Kind of weird. Look, you got the iPhone Mac back there. And then you talking about Samsungs. This phone kind of looks like that LG phone with like the buttons on the back so you can take a picture. Like the LG 3, I think. Mm. Imagine if we did that today. Let's say the S23 Ultra and 4 Ultra went from a 6.8-inch screen to a 7.1-inch screen. That'd be crazy. Oh, you can't even see. Oh my goodness.
It goes from a 5 megapixel 720p camera to an 8 megapixel camera on the back, shooting.
I mean, we kind of went from the S20 to the S23. We went from 108 to 200,
1080p. It doubled the RAM up to a gigabyte. It
which is kind of sad. Like only half a gig of RAM. Here we go to the S3.
saw it and thought about it. But then this next one, the Galaxy S3 in 2012, this is the first Samsung
It got flatter.
Galaxy S that I actually owned. And I remember loving this thing. I remember it well,
It's that 4. It could make the bezels thinner, like that space right there. It just went away.
too. The jump up in size again was very real. So it's all the way up to a 4.8-inch phone now.
Which means it's probably about 5.2 inches because the bezels.
Which, believe it or not, like this is starting to push the limits of what people
Wait, is
consider
that a Spotify camera? Oh, it's just a disposable camera.
an
with the Spotify
appropriate
logo.
phone size. Because I remember around this time, there were a lot of phones that were hitting exactly 4.65 inches. Like that was a popular phone screen size for the big phones at the time. And anything near 5 inches kind of felt like weird, like a tablet size. And here's Samsung's flagship pushing 4.8 inches of screen. And then the 4 capacitive buttons down at the front are now just 3 buttons. The search button's gone. So it's a home button. That's a physical button with back button on the right and
I
menu
guess it's because you have a search widget now.
on the left. And this is also the first time we got a voice assistant on the phone.
S voice, which wasn't that good. Here we go.
At the same time, because of course.
Now
they did.
notice the camera design. It's always been square, right? For the one, it was right there. Now they've moved it here for all the other phones.
But the next year we got Samsung Galaxy S4, which was the beginning of a lot of things. Why do I feel like the 4th generation of any major new product
And that's just one price because they skipped 4 because it's like bad luck or something like that.
is like the defining one? This one's no exception. Now, of course, they're still making gigantic leaps on paper with specs because these little pocket computers are getting more and more capable of everything they do. So it goes from a 4.8-inch 720p screen to
My
being one
mom
of the
had
first
this.
phones with a 5-inch 1080p screen. In the age of a bunch of new Retina displays that are aiming for the best pixel density, then they all
I mean, look at this icon design though. I like that icon. It's pretty good, right? The letter with the email like stamp over it, or seal in the camera. But in a Play Store, looks like a bag, and you just stuck a triangle on the internet. A Maps app, okay. Messaging is where the Bible apps would be, obviously. Contacts and apps.
also had variants all the way up 1.4 to 1.9 gigahertz dual core processors. It again doubled the RAM from 1 to 2 gigabytes, and that single
We doubled the RAM every year. We go from like 8 to 16 to 32, and then this just be crazy.
camera went from 8 megapixels to 13 megapixels. So this is the first time you could take 1080p videos from the camera on the Galaxy S and then watch them on the 1080p screen on the front of the Galaxy S.
I used to record our school news videos, which we celebrated Samsung, of course, at like 4K 60. And then I realized that we are probably shooting it from a 720p projector. So I was like, I'm not going to waste all this space on my phone. So I switched to HD, so like 720, no, not 720, 180, 24.
Pretty sick. This also goes from a 2000 milliamp hour battery to a 2,600 milliamp hour battery.
I'm pretty sure we have that phone in that box over there. That's actually the one that we hacked into a few years ago. It was one of the more popular articles. Let's see. I had to make the graphics for it because I did not get pictures. Here we go. Yeah, Samsung Galaxy reactivation lock bypass. I think I probably could have just made a fake Samsung account to get in, but I didn't know that, so I spent all that time on it.
Still removable. A 30% increase is pretty crazy, but again, they just keep aiming for 1 day of battery life. That's been a theme since this long ago. Like, yes, these things get more and more powerful every year, and
What's that 2 day? I think the 24 is 2 day.
and they're doing more and more stuff. But as long as they can hit 1 day of battery life, they seem cool with that. Now, if you want more proof of
Okay. Oh, let me check my thing. Let me see if we finished installing. Oh, I gotta click Y. Y. Okay, here goes.
Samsung just trying a ton of things, this phone had a ton of random features.
Like
Some
what?
of them actually
Oh, I've never had a night vision feature.
are kind of interesting because they feel like the AI features of back in this day. So like this is the phone that tried head tracking smart scrolling. So when you're reading
I wish my phone had that. Like, why not?
something, you can
I liked it when Samsung threw every feature in there. I like their TouchWiz interface. I wish they get back to those days.
tilt your head forward and back to scroll through the page. This is insane.
Oh, I thought it was. But still, whatever.
It had smart rotation. So this is actually cool. If you have auto rotate on, but you're looking at the screen while reading something and then turn sideways, it won't rotate the
See, that's a useful feature.
screen. It'll keep it right side up. Smart pause is fun. You're watching a video, you look away from the screen, it'll automatically pause. You look back, it'll play again. So there's lots of stuff like this. Some of it sticks, some of it doesn't. Fine.
I wish they kept it in, at least as an option. Like the sports mode camera. You can't get that on their new phones anymore, which is crazy.
But this was also partially used to justify another increase in price for this phone. So S4,
Like, there are more features on here than on like my phone. Here you go, S5.
foreshadowing. Now, by the time we get to Galaxy S5, Samsung is starting to hit their stride, I think, with
People hated this back. They called it Band-Aid back.
the Galaxy S. Another huge battery bump. Now it's up to 2,800 milliamp hours. And
Actually, we have the sport version of that phone in here right now. And you can actually get a battery off of it, off of Amazon for it.
another huge screen bump all the way up to 5.1 inches diagonally. And across the board, this is, I think, fully flagship in every
Let me see. I wonder whose phone is thicker. Let me see. Not thicker, like screen. Right. Oh, my phone is the same.
dimension. It's a 2.7 gigahertz processor.
It actually
on some
feels
variants.
smaller.
All right,
Like if I wanted
2 to
type
3
on it.
gigs of RAM, up to 32 gigs of storage, and it's a 16 megapixel
Which is useful. It's probably still usable today, like 32.
camera that now shoots 4K video. Also, the bottom left button has gone from a menu button to a multitasking button to match the 3 primary buttons needed to operate Android, but also says a lot about what it's capable of. But then, of course, alongside all that is the absolute classic Samsung just trying things.
What?
And I think the
is
telltale
it?
sign for this stuff is when you see them try it for one generation, just to throw it out the wall and see what sticks, and then it's gone the next year. Like they added this little sensor back here next to the camera flash on the back. That's a heart rate sensor.
Oh, that lasted all the way to the S10. I don't know why they took that away.
So you could measure your heart rate, plugs into S Health. That didn't last very long. They also added this weird text
It lasted to the S10. 5 generations. Okay, the heart rate sensor has been on Samsung phones like half as long as Samsung S phones has been
for the
around.
first time to this plastic back that, made it a little softer, yes, but also totally made it look like a Band-Aid. Plus it even came in this flesh color that also didn't stick around long. They also added a fingerprint reader to the home button. Fun fact, back in these days, you actually had to swipe your whole finger across the home button.
All right, here we go. S6 Edge, which wasn't that popular because it lost micro SD
S5.
and the home removal.
Of course they did. So Samsung Galaxy S6 came out in 2015. But truthfully, this was the beginning of a new era for Samsung phones. You can look at it.
We're probably still in this era. Hello? Hello? I'm back, guys. I didn't even know I was gone. All right. The internet disconnected. So we missed out. I don't know how much you missed, but we're on the Galaxy S7 now.
Size, same screens and resolutions, same storage sizes up to
But it did bring back the micro SD card.
128 gigs, and they actually brought back expandable storage by popular demand. So I guess you can talk Samsung into some stuff. And you still can't take the back off this thing, but they went ahead and added a micro SD card slot on the SIM card tray, which is clever. But what I feel like they really realized this year is two things. One, wow, you can really shove a lot of batteries in these things. And two, the Edge is the flagship. People love the Edge. People just love the screen melting over the sides thing. So they're going to do a lot more of it. So the regular, they could weather that storm, which is impressive. Then Samsung Galaxy S8. This is one of my favorite phones. They added a lot of things to this phone. Now, still classic Samsung, throwing an absolute metric ton of stuff at the wall to see what sticks. Now, I definitely didn't love all of the stuff that they tried, but I love that.
I like that they brought iris scanning.
They were trying stuff, and they tried so many things that these phones just feel a world apart. So first of all, there was an S8 and an S8 Plus, and both have fully curved edge displays. So Samsung's realized that this advantage is received really, really well, and they can just keep touting their massive screen to body ratios. Plus, they've refined their edge screen apps feature. It's subtle, it's out of the way, but it's useful for those who want to take advantage of it. Then they also tried this new pressure.
You can pin stuff. Like take a screenshot and pin it to the screen. I use that so I get split screen images for handwriting analysis of a case I was doing.
Sensitive layer underneath the display right around the home button. So the display can always respond to pressures in this area, no matter where you are, even while the screen is off. Now this is
I don't remember that, but I wish they still had it. Like, this has more features than my phone now. And my phone's was brand new 2 years ago.
Also, as you may have guessed, right around the time that Apple was trying 3D Touch or Force Touch in the iPhone, and both of these didn't last very long, but they tried. And they also tried a slightly taller, narrower 18.5.
And I don't like that. Like, I'm glad they brought back the widescreen
by 9 aspect ratio, which actually did nicely keep the ever-growing screen size to be pretty.
I like wide screens because you can see more of that stuff. Like, I'm not for TikTok, okay? Like, this is and still, it's not really a thing back then. But, like, I didn't buy a phone to watch TikTok, okay? I bought a phone for texting and reading stuff and video editing, right? And having a big screen real estate is good for that.
Reachable, since they've also gone
screw reachability.
Capacitive buttons below the screen to all on-screen buttons. So now talk about.
I kind of wanted them to stay with regular buttons, but glad they stuck with it.
Screen to body ratio, like we are really cooking. They also switched to USB-C for the first time. Sick, easy.
Well, I mean, there was that phone that kind of caught fire, but we don't talk about that.
When people were asking for that last year anyway. But then with that, they also
the Galaxy S7 Edge was deemed the perfect phone, except for USB-C.
Tried this thing called
on
Dex, which is like if you plug that USB-C port into a computer monitor, you get this whole computer UI, which just uses the phone as like a trackpad. And then you might have noticed the extra button here on the left-hand side. So fun fact, for the entire history of every single Samsung Galaxy S so far, they have always had power button on the right-hand side, volume rocker on the left-hand side. And that's still true here, but they've added a button underneath the volume rocker. And yeah, that's the Bixby button. So
I wish they kept it, but made it remappable to phones today. I can make it like a camera shutter, a specific command, because I have like 3 functions matched to like 3 different buttons, right? I have a voice recording, picture taking, hold it down, turn it off. There are 2 different things that take functions on the volume buttons. Like, I have more functions mapped to buttons than I do have buttons.
Bixby is the new voice assistant replacing S-Voice.
I think Bixby got an update, so it actually looks better than it did back then
on Samsung phones. And Samsung really leaned in hard with this one. So not only did it get a dedicated button to activate it.
All right, here we go to the Galaxy S9.
$50. That's today's prices. So Galaxy S9. I'm gonna say this was peak Samsung Galaxy S.
Nah, S10 was peak Samsung. Wait, did he skipped the S10 in his the greatest Samsung phone of all time just got skipped. Oh my goodness.
I loved this Galaxy
And this is about the time I was like 12 years old when this phone came out. So I was debating everybody like Galaxy S9 cheaper than the 10s. Okay, it is less expensive. I was going all over the place when I was debating that phone. Okay, that phone.
S9. And again, it was Galaxy
You know, my school project when 7th grade was ending was about the Galaxy S10 5G.
S9
S10 plus
and
5G.
S9 Plus. Now, this was a relatively incremental update
But I debated about that Galaxy S9. Okay,
versus
I wanted to win one in a mall to get it. Oh, man.
S8, but slightly thinner bezels, same RAM, same storage, but slightly improved processor. Nice colors. I like these colors. And then they also moved that fingerprint sensor on the back from right next to the camera to right under the camera. Otherwise, you know what? Basically the same thing. But then they had to try some stuff. So this time they tried this dual aperture thing with the camera. And it was super cool. Basically, it could snap between f1.5 wide open and f2.4, a variable aperture in a smartphone. It's a clever little thing that would let you receive as much light as possible in low light situations. But when you have plenty of light, it would stop down to 2.4 and it would get more in focus. It would be a sharper, better looking photo. And I remember I loved it when I used it. Other reviewers loved it when they used it.
But what?
And then it was gone from the next phone.
No, I think that's
Samsung. We missed this. Bring it back. But honestly, this is one of those phones, picking it up now, like I've talked about this before. If you could bring back any old phone design from whatever year.
I mean, that's kind of the same phone design we have now, just scooched up.
Modernize it with new specs and new software. I think between HTC One M8 or M9 and this phone, pretty good candidates. This thing is sleek. It's just a great size. It's a 1440p OLED.
I'm still shocked. How could he have forgotten the S10? Oh, he didn't. There we go. There we go. He just didn't link it. Oh, man. I was going to say, we're going to have some problems.
S10 starts at $900 when it comes out. And then they have the S10 Plus, which starts at $1,000. They also had an S10 5G, which was an even bigger, even more expensive version of the phone with a bigger battery to support 5G radios, because 5G is sort of burgeoning at this time. Expensive phones. I think that actually is why one of my favorite new releases around this time was this little new thing they made called the S10e. And this thing, it's not quite a mini, but this is where Samsung made a couple little corner-cutting decisions to separate the...
I remember these kind of wallpapers that would hide the camera. Good times until COVID.
True flagship from something a little more budget-friendly. So for $750, it has a slightly smaller and slower charging battery and a power button fingerprint reader instead of the ultrasonic underscreen one. But honestly, probably a better deal than the flagships that it was up against. So now on to the next one, Galaxy S20. And no,
we didn't talk that much about it.
We didn't skip any phones here. Basically, 2020 is the year Samsung decided that they were going to sync up the year of the calendar with...
2020 might have been a bad year to do that. Everyone's going to remember this as the COVID phone. I remember watching the S20 launch in February, pre-COVID. Last thing I saw. We went on a trip and never, kind of sad. Stupid COVID.
The year of the phone. So we have S20 in 2020. I'm sure that has nothing to do with the fact that the number was always slightly behind the flagship iPhone. But now this Galaxy S20.
Yep. I was so annoyed when the iPhone 10 came out. I was like 10 years old, 11 years old, whatever. 10. Okay. I was reading on Dogo News that the iPhone 10 came out. I was like, oh no. They're a number ahead of Samsung. That is a major problem. So I'm glad they did that. What you doing?
Blank? Boring? Soulless? What happened? Like this?
What are you talking about? It looks just like my A71, which looks just like the A51, which is just...
Feels like this is a complete blank phone. Like if you put the S10 next to the S20 and then...
notice how they moved the camera from all across, like in the middle and stuff, to the downward center. And then they...
To jump too far forward, but the S21, it looks like they took a year off with the S20. Like this might be the most generic phone of all time. Now, to be fair, there are other phones that have looked like this.
Oh man, and when the S20 came out, I so wanted the S20 Plus because I had a time of flight sensor. And last year I got to play with it. Someone had a Note 10 Plus, right? And they let me play with their phone and scan their face. and it was 3D scanning on a phone offline. Like, this is a phone from 2020, from 4 years ago. The Note 10 Plus came from 5 years ago, 2019. I actually went on hands-on with the phone 5 years ago. There's no video of it because there was no TechBoy 5 years ago. I mean, why would you remove the time of flight sensor? Why?
This. And again, this is Samsung's flagship, 4 years, and we know they're going to start to play it safe. But in hindsight, this one is pretty dull. It also happens to be the first ever Galaxy S since the very beginning to move the volume rocker to the right side. That's a choice. It also is the first one to
and no more headphone jack.
not say the model number on the back at all with the text. It's just blank. And it's also the
It looks like just a stock phone. He's right.
first Galaxy S to follow in the footsteps of the iPhone after making fun of them and removing the headphone jack. Also a choice. Now, I do love that this was officially the first Galaxy S flagship with a 120 hertz display, and they actually moved the smaller hole punch camera to the top middle, and it was the first to be able to record 8K video.
You know, fun fact, the older Samsung phones, like everyone was teasing how the selfie camera was over to the side, the older Samsung phones had the selfie camera to the side. I don't know if you can see this, but the selfie camera is right there. It's just that no one saw that because the bezel was right there. Like, I found that interesting.
Video, so it's still gaining capabilities. It's not like the ball didn't move forward at all with this phone, but probably the more interesting dynamic.
Here's the 21, which is kind of an annoying phone. It didn't bring back. It took away the micro SD card slot. Like, why? Why would you do that?
Is Samsung. But then the year was 2021, and Samsung drops Galaxy S21, definitely bringing us up to the current design language that is so recognizable as a Samsung phone. So this triple camera is on the corner of the back. It's unmistakable now. In fact, this might be their best one, with the metal piece melting over the sides.
I like that with
specifically this purple and gold colorway. I think it's kind of iconic. This is also the beginning of the base models being extremely boring. I'm calling it now. Like the action's way higher and lower in the lineup. Like the Note fighting the Ultra for supremacy, that's crazy. Also, the Fan Edition and the A series kind of fighting each other to be the best overall value. But sitting in the middle, kind of in no man's land, that just can't mess anything up and has to play it safe. Well, that's exactly what the S21 did. They actually bumped down to a 1080p display. They're back to flat displays now.
That was so stupid. Like, why would you remove features? Why would, like, S20 to S21, like, it's supposed to upgrade. Why would you do that?
No more expandable storage in this model. No more charger in the box for this model. Whatever the industry's doing, that's what they're doing. Like, there's no leadership here. There's just enough brand cachet that, like, if they make
the only reason I still Samsung is the software, like Dex and Bixby and everything like that. But I mean, no.
Samsung version of the phone that everyone's buying in stores and put it next to that in the store, people will just buy the Samsung one. So that in the store, people will just buy the Samsung one. So Galaxy S22 is more along the same track. Slightly more boring colors.
Hey, look, that's my phone, but I have the Plus.
Slightly flatter edges all the way around. But on the upside, this thing also does basically have perfectly thin bezels all the way around at this point. So I think
the battery life on that thing sucked. Oh my gosh. So people are saying that they got 3 hours of screen on time. 3 hours.
Body ratio now is well into the 90s.
All right, S23, S24, like we've existed for those phones. All right, now let's see if our hacking tool is up. Oh, it's still installing. So I guess we can go to M. No, let's see who's up. Our hacking tool's still downloading, so it's do some check. I guess we can keep watching. Here you go. Here's the S23.
Look up there, though. There's some more expensive phones. You can spend more money. So the Galaxy S23 was interesting for one reason and one reason only. No more Exynos version. So every single
The
Galaxy
battery was better too, and it moves the metal from around the bumps.
S23 and Galaxy S23 Plus and S23 Ultra ships with the same slightly customized Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 for Galaxy. And yeah, performance is great. You know, for all the years that they've been trying to catch up the Exynos chip to the Snapdragon chip, they finally gave up on it, which you could
imagine giving
argue
that.
is good news because everyone now gets the good Snapdragon performance and efficiency now. But it's also kind of bad news because there's less competition. There's that much less incentive for Qualcomm to do anything particularly great here. The whole goal
Well,
for Exynos chips
I mean,
was supposed to be
they came back.
better customization and integration. And while we got rid of that, they can still claim with S23 to have done at least some customization because they've, like I said, they've made it a 4 Galaxy chip. So it's not quite the off-the-shelf one everyone else gets. What's different? Slightly higher clock speeds, slightly more powerful because they've got better cooling in these phones. So mission accomplished. Aside from that, they've removed even more
Here we go.
the way they used to.
Oh
Look up
yeah.
there, though.
What
There's
else
some
did
more
they remove?
expensive phones. You can spend the off-the-shelf one everyone else gets.
I think
What's
they
different?
removed the MST. Maybe that was from the 21.
Slightly higher clock speeds, slightly more powerful because they've got better cooling in these phones. So mission accomplished. Aside from that, they've removed even more character by getting rid of the signature camera bump and making an even more generic and universal appeal phone than ever before.
I mean, I kind of like that they removed it.
Just same set of cameras,
All right, here you
same
go. Here's
aspect,
the 24.
the way they used to back in the day. Which brings us to this year's Samsung Galaxy S24. Even more boring colors and even more generic design and even more playing it safe than ever before. This year, it's the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, and this chip enables some pretty substantial AI features, which they lean into. It makes the phones really good. Stuff like live translation and
Yeah. Okay, so you guys know, because, you know, this one exists. Here we go. The graphs. Let's check out these graphs.
sick. You can check it out at the link below in the description. So let's take a look at how far these phones have come. These are really interesting, and there's a couple of them. I think Samsung is the first one that has notable ups and downs in their progress graphs, which is really interesting. It kind of feels like they're going backwards, but there's reasons behind all of it. Also, this could be a way crazier graph because they obviously split out and fork into a bunch of different models, the Edge models, the Plus models, the Ultra models, the Active models. But I'm just sticking with
the active models.
just the base models, just for pure simplicity of visuals. So first up, screen sizes. So these are the screen sizes of the base Samsung Galaxy.
They actually dipped, I believe. The S21 is smaller than the S20.
S over every single year,
Oh.
starting at the original 4-inch
Here you go.
Samsung Galaxy S, then really quickly jumping up into the 5s, and then kind of slowing down and settling in right around 6
See, look, they dip for a little bit.
inches. You can actually see a slight dip where the S10 was 6.1 inches, then it was 6.2 again, then back to 6.1 to make room for the Ultra, then back up to 6.2 again. Feels like now there's a sort of a dedicated gigantic phone, so this rate of growth has pretty much evened out. So the huge phone is the Ultra, which is 6.8 inches, which is crazy. But here's a fun fact. Based on this chart, maybe it's not a fact, but you can make an argument that the Galaxy S20 was kind of peak Samsung because that is the same screen size as today's base phone. But hold that thought.
Peak Samsung, yeah.
Let's look now at battery sizes. So, you know, battery
There's gonna be a dip from the 22. I mean,
life
the
hasn't
21
really
was
improved
awful. Like,
dramatically.
why would
We're
you buy
still at
it?
a day for a good phone, but the physical capacity of these batteries
21 Ultra was pretty good though.
is able to fit in these phones has improved significantly as well. So you can see it starts at 1500 milliamp hours,
Okay.
removable of course, and nearly doubles by the Galaxy S5, but then it dips right when they introduce the Edge phones. Then they shoot back up again, but again, kind of flatlines in line with
It
us.
kind of dips because the you know, the thing where it kind of exploded. That thing, they kind of didn't want that to happen anymore, so they fixed it.
Certain memorable battery related event. but then they eventually got the courage to walk back up the base
The courage.
phone.
See, I mean, oh, the 22 dipped. Yes. Why would they dip the 22? That's so terrible. Like, why?
all the way to 4,000 milliamp
And then they make an upgrade to still have a dip from last year.
hours. And what do you know? Again, you can argue Galaxy S20 is peak Samsung. That's the first year of the 4,000 milliamp hour battery, and that is still the battery size again. Now, the primary camera.
Oh man, this is gonna be like from 5 to 50, 10 times upgrade. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of
megapixel count. This one's a little more interesting, maybe a little more classic improvement over time.
Oh yeah, I remember when I had the 16 and 13 megapixel cameras. What's this? 14? Oh yeah, 2014?
Of course,
yes, 2014 was a good year.
megapixels don't mean everything, but it's fun.
Look at that jump. They go from 12, 16, 16, 12. Wait, the 10 out of 16? Huh. I remember when the Note 4, and the Note 4 was amazing. Epic phone.
To see the priorities increase over time. At the beginning, there was a lot of incentive to just level up from 720p to 1080p video and then to 4K video. But once we hit 8K, there's not any reason to go too crazy with megapixels beyond that. Of course, the highest end ultra phones quickly blasted the ceiling way up all the way to 100 megapixels and then 200 this year, which is
this in 2 days. Oh
but for the baseline phone, most people's screens
they went like
aren't 50 megapixels. So I think this is a very
a 50 megapixel screen.
Appropriate plateau. But then last but not least, starting price.
Oh, it's gonna go and then because COVID and then
we all know what happened with smartphones over the years, and here you can see it visualized.
See, look, it dipped. Yes, the 999U.
Steep climb through 400, 500, 600 bucks, right up to the $900 ceiling for the base Galaxy S. This is the base phone. Now, the most expensive phone has, of course, gotten dramatically more expensive too. So again, that ceiling lifting with the Ultra has allowed Samsung to go way up to $1,300 starting. And today you can pay $1,660 for the 1 terabyte Galaxy S24 Ultra.
Dang.
But that has at least helped bump the base price back down a little bit to the $799 of today. So that's how we got from here to here, from Galaxy S.
I mean, it's kind of like they did full circle, side, side. And let's see if our tool has installed. If not, then I'm probably gonna tune out soon. Let's see. Oh, it's installing. Okay. All right, let's see what else we have in the technosphere. Oh, we got to talk about what's new in Chrome. All right, if my laptop would like to change, today, here we go. Let's see what version of Chrome we're on. Of course, remember, guys, exploit DP. You can find exploit. I'm always able to do is type in Chrome, and the exploit's available on there for Chrome 82. So make sure that you update your Chrome if you're still on Chrome 82, which is like 30 versions behind, whatever. Okay, let's see here. You can save your tab groups for later. Okay, keep your child safe. Family link for Chrome. Oh my gosh. Wow. I mean, if it only blocks sites, there are ways around that. Translations when you need them. All right, it's great. That's it. Translations, parental controls in tab groups, and of course, I guess security updates. So yeah, not that big of an update. Okay. let's see if our tool has installed. If not, we're just gonna wait for a few seconds to see if someone comes in, and if no one shows up, then we will tune out. It looks like it's still installing. Oh, okay. It's still installing. Let's see what kind of YouTube we have here. I think it went to every iPhone too. Let's see. Here we go. Every iPhone, but it's from 2 years ago. Oh, the OnePlus Watch came out. That was interesting. And I guess we can talk about when later. Here we go. And I'll show you which sites are legitimate and which ones aren't. So WinLater is a Windows x86 emulator here. I think it's the .app. I don't think you want to go to the .com. The .com is a scam. But the most reliable one is the one from GitHub. You just have to download the APK. It works off of Wine, and it's .org. So everyone go to the .org, not the .com or the .app domain of it, because those are run by different people. And you have to install it, and it sometimes crashes. So you can change your stuff here, but I haven't been able to get anything to run on it yet. Here we go. Here's the official website. I wonder how I can contact him. Oh, here's a YouTube channel. Is anyone in the chat? No? Okay. Oh, wow. He got some apps running on it. He got some video games and stuff on WinLater. So I'm going to subscribe. Wow, that's a lot of subscribers. Let's see. It's a 3-minute video from 4 months ago. Weeks ago. Here you go. Oh, he got all these games on Android WinLater? What phone is he running? Looks like a cheap budget phone. Why is mine crashing? I just tried to install a browser. Okay, I'm gonna try to bring mine up. There you go. I tried to install like Chrome or Edge. Like Chrome and Edge, like it opened, but they didn't install. Oh, here we go. Wow, we can run full Windows games here. All right, so I'm gonna try to open mine. It's running my containers, starting up. I think it's like no, okay. All right, it's up, and I got the. Of course, you have to like give it access to your files and stuff. It's kind of hard to run the thing. Screaming Frog SEO. Let's see if that thing works. It's not running off the desktop. Okay, I'm on programs. Internet Explorer. Let me search EXEs. And just swipe in so you can access the keyboard. It's on here somewhere. Maybe just swipe down. Oh, there you go. Keyboard EXE. Okay, down. It's not the best resolution. Oh, and it doesn't work. You have to click the search button. Okay, maybe it's D drive. All right, it's access to all my files. There you go. Oh no. EXE. I wonder why everything's for games. Like when I have all those emulators and stuff, they're always for games. Like we don't have anything else to do. Like I'm not anti-games, but it's still crashing. But like, why are all the emulators for games? Oh, we have a visitor here. Kate, is that you? If you is you to have tech questions. Let's see. Let's see if our hacking tutorial has finished. No, it's still installing Python. What are you doing? Oh, it installed it. It must be lag. Okay, it's cloning into it. Compressing, receiving objects. It's taking all day. So if no one has any more questions, I think that's all we'll do for now. So I'll stay on for 1 minute if someone has questions. And no questions. So that's all for now. God bless and talk to you later.